of this workshop. As an institution, our responsibility is to ensure your learning experience is smooth, structured, and impactful. Beyond just delivering training, our goal is also to empower you with practical industry relevant skills that you can apply immediately to unlock value in your organization. Once again, I want to warmly welcome you all to the Center for Business Analysis. We are truly delighted to have you with us, united by a common purpose to learn, to grow, and to redefine the role of the modern business analyst in unlocking business value. I wish you all a highly engaging, insightful, and successful workshop. Thank you very much for your attention as well. Call my MP to continue the program. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. That was very, very detailed and insightful. I hope you are happy to be here. Even with opening remarks, you can tell me I know. Oh, I think the room temperature is not to the level that I want it to be. We are also like we are not in the office. We are not in the field. It's happening. We are here. So we are going to do it. We are going to do something very big. Okay. And if you are online, fall in that category. Just give me an emoji or raise your hand. If you are here, I can see you. If you don't raise your hand throughout all of the quick check that we are going to do, I will ask one. So please. Yes. So the first thing, let's imagine, okay, or think through your work life. Have you ever done something and then you get to a point and then you realize that whatever you did was not what was supposed to be done or required in the first place? Kindly give me a hand. Hey, so we all do things and it's so perfect. Yes. Oh, Coach Debbie, you experience, so I know that now you'll be perfect. But me, I've experienced this. Sometimes you can start a project, even in your own business. So, Elizabeth, I'm telling you that everything you start, hey, then why is your hand down? Is this your favorite? You have done all that. Was not to waste to finish. That is your hand. Oh, thanks for being honest with me. All right. The second one, and I hope we'll all be in. Oh, thanks. The second one, I hope we'll all be in. You sit in a meeting, try to get clean and neat on the solution which you need to a developer or someone. The first time they don't get it, second time they don't get it. You do it on countable plans. Have you been in that situation before? Kindly let me see your hand. Online, you are supposed to be fast. I want to see. Oh, now I got some hands. We are all experienced, and today we are in the right room, we are in the right place to be able to find our way and then our path through this PA journey. So, without much ado, I have distinguished speakers here. They are industry professionals. They've had experiences in this business analysis field, and they are not just going to share with us things that are from books or online. They are real experiences. And CBA is good at that. They give us the best so that we'll be able to understand and find our way through our journey. So without wasting much time, I would like to read the profile of the first very detailed. When I saw it, I'm like, what would I do? So So our speaker, she is an IT business analyst for Ghana Commercial Bank and detail-oriented technology innovator who has been jargons. When you get there, you will understand all these technologies, and that's why we are here. So she uses that to implement cutting-edge tech solutions, both global and in-house, and third-party development tools. She's here to talk to us about something every business analyst in this room needs to master. And that is how to steer, how to use technical solutions to a water world. So her topic is titled The Future Proof Key, Steering High Impact Technology Solutions. Without much ado, I would like you to give a round of applause to Madam Deborah Oshikamori. And yeah, go to your city. Yeah, because that is inevitable because of the fix and then time to get a correct time to achieve. We are not in a situation of even only top plans. What is it that you will see? Is it simple? Not watching too much to it. At the end of the day, the amount is saying, I get this down and so I keep wanting to know on the last of the next and then it's fine. Okay, so what do you have for breakfast? You mentioned this relation and coffee, tea, watching. I'm asking the question, what do you have on a regular for your breakfast? Coffee or coffee? Coffee, coffee, okay. Tea, tea, or watching, watching, coffee. Communication. Okay. That's how I'm full. Okay, that's it. Okay. So you're waiting for okay. Okay. So thanks for that. So today we'll talk about the future through the should I read my line? So go this one. I think it was the was meeting. Everybody has their own fish, right? If I go really like how I this work out, there's so what everybody I can surprise the people with watch it in the morning and then expect some excitement level, right? Or let me make it worse. Um, tea with cheesecake. He might take it out of respect, but that's not him going to be anything to right. So a fever, the tea and biscuits or tea and cake, do you think it's of value to him as breakfast option? Maybe I give it to him as a snack probably. But as breakfast, do you think it values you? It's not value to you. Okay. So if I was just working as a that has to be breakfast at the beginning. My first point would be to identify what your need is. Okay. Because if I didn't know your need, then I cannot say I'm giving you value. It's a business without a business that does not give value. Is that one to a business? Is that one to a business? And I want general parent based on a business that does not give value. Is that one to a business? So at the end of the day, every business is chasing every business is chasing value. And if you stop giving value, you stop getting money, right? You might still be getting money because of past engagement, but you lose your relevance in the market. And another question answers when who here lost alone? You never engage with anybody. You who here lost alone? No hands up. No hands up. Okay. So you need to ask you are basically like on that big thing of a line. We do not sit on the line, right? We engage with people who need the value they are doing now, right? People who help us deliver the value we give out. Okay, like that. third parties and all that. Or staff members who are actually working to deliver the value. So no matter where you sit in the organization, you don't work alone. Even if you are a receptionist, you do not work alone. Okay. Next question. How many of us deliver value in our organization? The value might be tangible, financial, or intangible. Like if you're a security man, you're not really bringing money to the company per se, but you are providing value, right? So how many of us deliver value in our organization? Uncle, your hand. Mhm, okay. Okay. How many of us in the work that we do as a businesswoman, do you think you respond? Do you think you actually help people identify their problems, or you respond to the problems of people, or you help people see? Okay, I was just testing it. Or do you help people see their needs, or do you help people see opportunities for them to invest? If you're a salesperson or if you're a caterer, do you help people really know what's the kind? Some people and they want a patch, but they really do not know what to even cater for. So can you say that in your field of work, you help people to identify what their problems are and give or help come up with opportunities that would deliver more value to your stakeholders, the people you engage with? Yes? If you do, lift your hand for me. I want to see. Okay, so those of us here, there, it's like I need to start speaking to your HR. Let me rephrase the question. Please listen to the question very well. In your field of work, do you respond or do you identify the needs of your customers or the needs of your stakeholders? Or do you come up with opportunities that you can even take advantage of and become better as a company? Yes, we do. Right. And then when you identify those problems, opportunities, do you now think about how do we take advantage of it? What are the actual things we need to do? Oh, we need to do a marketing drive. Oh no, we need to bring out a new product. Oh, we need to strengthen our customer service. Do you now come up with solutions on how to solve these? You do. Okay. And no matter how changing your business environment is, you started with just four competitors. Then the next year, more entries into the market. Now you have about eight competitors. Do you still keep on working to deliver the value? Okay. So why was I taking you through all that? All that I mentioned is what a BA does. So even without you knowing, you have been practicing as a BA. All right. I was thinking about today's session, and I realized that we're going to have coming from various industries. So this is how we are going to proceed. We're just going to take a quick overview of the BA profession itself. We'll look at some capabilities that you must have or you must build in this era. We'll look at steering technical solutions, and then what do you need to do now if you want to become that future proof BA? Okay, so with the example that I was taking us through, business analysis is about enabling change. Most of us answered yes, that yes, we bring about a form of transition. Somebody is on the verge of closing their account. Somebody is on the verge of quitting their insurance investment. Somebody, your biggest supplier is on the verge of cutting their contract with you, and you are able to go in and bring a form of transformation, probably because the supplier is not getting their payment on time, right?
So BA is about enabling change. And we do that by first of all doing what? Defining needs. I cannot give you a breakfast solution if I do not understand what is a valuable breakfast to you. All this is so that we can what recommend solutions that deliver value. Okay. So looking at these three keys, that's all BA is about. If you I heard some saying they are professionals, some are also here to learn about BA. So wherever you find yourself, this is the work. Usually if you work with BAs, sometimes some people see BAs as people who are just documenting what should be done, but it goes beyond documentation. Okay, BA is about helping your organization to realize value. Requirement documentation is key. Why? Because we start with identifying the need, right? And when we identify the need, then we can come up with a requirement because we really know what the problem is. Okay. So what are some of the questions you'll be asking yourself or you'll be answering as a business analyst? You're always looking out for, are we really solving the real problem? Because if you're not solving the real problem, it means we are not going to meet our stakeholders and we are not going to deliver value. Okay, so are we really solving the real problem? Is really being affected? We need to identify who our stakeholder is. Because if we miss any key stakeholder in the delivery of value, what will happen? We are supposed to deliver something of value. You miss a key stakeholder. What will happen? Answers. Answers. I saw some business, my businesswoman, you have to deliver to me. I've asked for a metric ton of groundnut paste. You have to deliver. If you miss identifying a very key stakeholder, somebody who must take part, because you're not going to deliver that granite, you're not going to grow the granite, right? Go and harvest it yourself, dry it, roast it. You are not going to do all that. So what happens to your value proposition or value delivery if you miss out answering this person who is really affected? What will happen to your business or to that contract? Definitely the business is not going to go well because the end user will not like the outcome because you can't do everything by yourself. Yes, thank you. So BAs really look at who is being affected. We also look at this one, try to answer this question. What's the best response? So it means that we are looking out for alternatives. Okay, as a BA, you're going to think outside the box. Sometimes in a meeting, the business is discussing something, and everybody seems to be on one trajectory. It can be solved this way, or that all the discussions are towards this angle. But a business analyst is the one who knows how to come up with alternatives, think outside the box, and come up with alternatives. Let me get the last question, then we'll come here. Finally, after you sure you are solving the right problem, you really identified all your stakeholders, you know what the best alternative is, or you've come up with options and you've suggested that. How can we now tell if it is working the way we want it to work? So we have to now do a lot of evaluations as well in the course of our work. Yes, sir.
The question that I have with regard to delivering the paste.
Yes.
So it means there's a chain, value chain. So as a BA, you should know the value chain. If you miss the chain, that means you will not be able to deliver. So you have to know the impact. Most of the times, we just concentrate on the solution, the outcome. That is essentially looking at where it starts. So if you don't take into consideration your value chain, all those involved, at the end of the day, you'll not be able to deliver.
Thank you very much. That's a past, in fact, that's not just a past student. That is a certified That's a CBAP, right? A certified business analyst professional speaking. So thank you, sir. Okay, so yeah, now we are looking at some core practices, right? Looking at what a BA does, enabling change, delivering value, engaging stakeholders, and all that. What are some core practices? As a BA, you will have to plan and monitor the work that you're doing. You cannot say you're enabling change and for 1 year, one change, 6 months, it is still, we've not seen anything out of it, right? Time is of the essence in the world of business. Every day, something new is coming up. So you need to know how to plan and monitor. You need to know how to engage your stakeholders, how to really dig out and get to understand the problem. That's elicitation. And how to collaborate with people. People from all different walks of life have their own come into some people come into an engagement and their mind, they say they are forward thinking, but honestly their minds are blocked. How now do you work around all these, working, putting them together to come about with a value, something that will change the organization? We talked about identifying needs. Needs ends up in giving us the requirements. Okay. So the requirements, we need to learn how to manage the requirements and then how to analyze the requirements. If there was no requirement management and requirement analysis, then it will be true that as a BA, you're just supposed to document what people are saying. No, you're not just supposed to document the need, you're also supposed to analyze it and come out with alternatives. Okay. Another key thing that you'll be doing as a BA is to really have your eyes on the strategy. Okay, looking at the business problem, where the business is today, where the business wants to get to tomorrow or in the future. All the time, having your eyes on the strategy. Businesses have a strategy for a purpose so that they do not sway up, so that they are focused in their attacks, they are focused in their delivery, focused in everything that they do. All right. So you would also have to learn how to analyze the strategy. And I mentioned that we need to ensure that the solutions that you brought up today, tomorrow they are still relevant. Next year, the market might change. Your solution was 2024. We are in 2026. So we need to continually also evaluate our solutions to ensure that they are still delivering value. So these are, on a high level, some of the practices of a BA. There's a question online. So again, you realize that BA is for all industries. All right. Usually looking at where BA started from, or it started from the point where technical developments were not satisfying business needs because the technical guys understand how they understand. And then the business guys also said, we needed somebody to be there to ensure that what the business is saying is being translated into the kind of solutions they're building. So we needed a BA, right? So usually you might think that BA is for only those who are in IT, but no. Anywhere that there is a need for change, anywhere that value is being delivered, BA is needed. So yes, so in banking and finance, even in healthcare, recently I went to my hospital and there was a queuing system right from they really improved the process of going to see a doctor. Okay, yes, they are riding on technology because we are in the world of technology. Do you do in the office that you do not use tech of a sort? Okay, so as a BA, you do not need to be a developer. I'm not a developer, but you do need to understand the technology that is riding or that is being used. Okay, in this our modern age, if you really want to thrive, we are not writing requirements. You also need to guide the delivery as well. It's in governance, even in education, right? Service delivery, stakeholder alignment, in agribusiness as well. Because now we even have especially in process efficiency, improving the agribusinesses. Right. So we have agri-tech now. Right. It's the same agribusiness, but it's now relying on technology. Okay, so in all of these industries, technology is reigning. So in your work as a BA, you'll be required to identify stakeholders. So you have things like deliverables like stakeholder map, process models, process flows, because we need to understand the current process before we attempt to what? Change it. Okay. Of course, you do a lot of requirements and then evaluations as well. So requirement specification, the documentation part is still there, but even if you the documentation is really cut down if you find yourself in an agile environment. Why? Because in an agile environment, it's not so much about dotting our I's and crossing our T's before we start work, but it's about let's do the little that we understand, we build on it, and then we move on. So the documentation will be a last resort, not something that we need to get things running. How do you work as a BA? Remember, we said it starts with identifying needs. I have this controversial, let me say it, it's just controversial, but let me say it. So, those of us who travel to Volta region, how much does it cost to go by lunch? 100 cities, 120. 100 cities, 120. If you are not driving and you are taking commercial vehicle, 100 cities, right? The, it depends on the voter you are going to. So let me say 100, 150, right? Then investment, millions of dollars were invested into building an airport in the Volta region. And efforts are being made to utilize that airport. But the airlines are not getting full. Because if I can pay 120, 150 to get me to Volta, I just want the answers coming from you. Even if they make 1,005, right? So yes, some people would need to get there and come back to Accra in 30 minutes, but the numbers are not that much, right? So now the airline started and then they said, we cannot go anymore. Our planes are going with a few people. It's not making business sense to us. All right. Yet the last time I was in Bolton, I couldn't get there to see it myself. So we are hoping that we can reap returns out of our $25 million so that has been dug into that investment. Then the purpose was good. There are a lot of entertainment sites, recreational sites, entertainment sites in the Volta that could be explored, right? If people are traveling from outside Ghana, they can easily book a flight, go to Volta, explore, and come back. Okay. But before was a change, right? A change that was supposed to be valuable. So when a BA is working, they are looking at really discovering what the real problem is. What was the real problem with getting access to the recreational site in Volta? Was it getting there? So we need to go into a discovery moment to help us define what the real problem is. Then we can come up with alternatives, designs of how to solve that real problem. Your work would also be to ensure that whatever you design is going to be delivered. right? And then at the end of the day, it's going to go through evaluation. As long as the solution, must bring out solutions, we evaluate it for 6 months. We write our reports, then we go and sleep. That service, that solution is still running. It has been running for the past 4 years. There has not been an evaluation done on it. So BAs don't work like that. We go through all these processes. Um, okay, so now we have the foundations of BA. It's not deep, but at least we have the foundations of it, right? How now do you understand that you are a BA? You agree with me? You answer the questions yourself. You are enabling change. You are delivering value. You are engaging stakeholders. You work within business context, right? So yes, you are a BA. How now do we future proof ourselves as BAs? There are three main things we'll be looking at: business thinking, technical confidence, and then execution discipline. So the future proof BA is a BA who clarifies value, shapes better options, and steers implementation so that it becomes indispensable. So the future proof BA is not just documenting requirements, but is an all-rounder. Okay. You are not the developer, but you know how you understand the technology, you understand the business you are working for, right? Your eye is on the delivery of the solution. You will not just do it and leave it. Project manager, take it, immediately, I'm done with my work. No, your work ends when that solution is decommissioned or when that service is no longer being used. If the service is being used for 5 years, your work has not ended. You need to keep on evaluating. So let's build on these five capabilities. You need to be a strategic thinker. Remember, I laid emphasis on strategy. Okay, you need to know where the business is, where it is heading to, who our customers are, what their expectation is in your delivery of value. Okay. You need some technical affluence as well. You need to have your hands on your data. You need to know about cloud computing, AI. You cannot run away from it. You may not be a technical BA. You may be a BA in pharmacy, but it's still running on technology. In my drive to build technical fluence, I attempted the data analytics class. I failed woefully, but I've not given up. I'll still attempt it again. Right. Okay. You also have to be a change leader. Your work does not end about coming up with alternatives or engaging stakeholders. Your work also looks at how to manage the change and ensure that it is delivered. Also, you also need to work with the delivery of the solution, testing, implementation. You may not, you a BA, you are not in the development side. You are in an organization where solutions are being delivered, right? As being a BA, a future-proof BA, you would request that the solution goes through testing before, because sometimes when our third parties deliver solution, we are finished. They come, they do a demo, quick demo, everything is working fine, and business quickly signs off and people start using it and they are issued. But that is not what the future proof creator. It builds those competencies. And the fifth thing, it is a never-ending cycle. The future proof BA is the one who is learning about what is changing. I think someone online said they wanted to learn about what is changing, right? About what is changing. I cannot still be doing my process flows and my engagements the way I was doing it 2 years ago. There's always need for speed. I need to run faster. We need to now look at how can I implement AI in my work. So steering high impact technical solutions. It starts off by ensuring that we are not just taking advantage of technology alone, but we are also staying focused on what is value to the business. So steering high impact technical solutions is the same BA flow that is working throughout here, right? You need to, first of all, really know the problem, understand your stakeholders. The technologies are available. Day in, day out, new technologies become available. So it's not about rushing to implement the latest technology, but understanding who we are serving, what we stand for, and how we want to serve. Translating that understanding now into your requirements, going ahead to support the delivery, and then evaluating the change. I'm saying the same thing over and over because being a future proof BA, that is not a BA who leaves the basics out. It's a BA who is grounded on the basics, who is continuously learning and taking advantage of the available technology. Okay, and driving the solutions that will deliver value to the stakeholder. Okay. So, what are some of these technologies we are looking at? Data analytics. We are looking at platforms and integrations. We are looking at solutions, technologies that will help advance our customer experience. We are looking at ensuring that our solutions, when delivered, are aligned to or do not go against regulations. Okay. And then we are looking at ensuring that at the end of the day, the future proof BA would ensure that the solution after it's delivered is supported. There is consistent training on it. There is preparation for the use of that solution. Because getting the requirement is one thing. Let me start well. Understanding the business is one thing. Getting the requirement is another. Building the solution is another. Now, transitioning to where we are today to the future that we looked at when we were building the solution is another thing. If we miss any of these steps, at the end of the day, value delivery would be impacted. Okay, so just about rounding up, you want to be a future proof BA. If you don't know your basics, you need to get your basics. CBA, we are here to help you, helping you get not just the basics, but actually helping you also get your certificates. That helps you stand out. The certificate means that you are someone who knows globally what is the best practices and you actually would perform them. Okay. Um, how can I become a future proof BA working in healthcare? I need to understand the healthcare domain. I need to understand everything going on. And I cannot say I'm in healthcare sales. So I'm just going to be in sales. I'm not going to bother myself. Oh, I am I'm in actual healthcare delivery. So anything healthcare delivery, fine, I'm a nurse. I'm just going to stay with nursing. The whole healthcare cycle is not just about nursing. Okay. I mentioned growing your technical confidence as well. You don't need, if you have the time, if you want to build on, yes, go ahead, learn programming, all that. But you do not need to. You can just build on your technical confidence. And whenever you are delivering solutions as a future proof BA, you're always thinking about cost, benefits, reducing risk. How will the solution be adopted? Right. You are thinking about the final outcome. Okay. And again, a future proof BA is one that is able to work across boundaries. Okay. Sometimes we get so comfortable in your industry that even though you have what it takes to lead change across industries, you would not even go for such an opportunity. You have 10 years of working experience, 15 years working experience in banking, and something is happening in the telco space. You need it, you are needed, and you feel like I don't know telco, so I'm not going to go. No, that is not the future proof the okay. Don't compete. We don't compete with technology. We work with technology. So the future proof BA is the BA who is not all about documenting requirements, but being a leader, a change leader. I don't know if there are any questions. Final three takeaways. BA is for everyone. Value comes when, as a BA, you are working to support position, and you need to constantly understand your business, build technical fluency, and work also with the delivery of the solution. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Coach Debbie. I hope you enjoyed the session. Oh,
Think like a leader, not just a marketer.
Netflix even if you search the entire internet. When Netflix started its journey, its competitor Blockbuster had 60,000 employees and over 9,000 stores worldwide. It earned 600 crore annually without much effort. On the other hand, Netflix couldn't even afford a new sofa. Fed up, Netflix tried selling itself to Blockbuster, but the CEO laughed it off, mocking them as Blockbuster CEOs. History witnessed a twist. The same Blockbuster that once looked like a mountain now collapsed to its knees. Within a few years, Netflix erased Blockbuster's name from the market and became a $280 billion company. But how did it all happen? This began in 1997, when the internet business was just gaining popularity. Jeff Bezos was already selling books through Amazon. Mark Randolph wanted to launch something similar online. He carried a notebook full of business ideas and discussed them with his friend Reed Hastings. From pet food to baseball bats, nothing impressed Reed until they stumbled upon the idea of renting videotapes, which were the main source of entertainment at the time. People used to visit Blockbuster stores, spend hours choosing movies, and pay late fees if they returned tapes late. Reed himself once paid a $40 fine. He felt this system needed change and proposed renting videos online. But the weight and cost of shipping video cassettes made this idea almost impossible. Then they discovered DVDs, lighter, cheaper, and easier to ship. That's where Netflix began. They displayed a wide DVD collection on their website, shipped them by post, and included a return envelope for easy returns. But they had little money. Their office had cheap folding tables, and employees were hired on low salaries with promises of future rewards. Netflix officially launched on 29th August 1997 at 9 a.m. They even installed a bell that rang on every new order. The first order was from Mark himself. A minute later, a real customer placed an order. The bell kept ringing until the website crashed due to heavy traffic. They quickly bought 8 servers and restored the website. On day 1, Netflix got 137 orders, more than expected. Their first month earned $94,000, but only $1,000 from rentals. Most people wanted to buy DVDs, not rent them. Netflix wanted to promote rentals to reuse DVDs and maximize profits. At the same time, Jeff Bezos of Amazon approached them to buy Netflix, but instead they partnered. Amazon would sell DVDs and Netflix would focus on rentals. However, this deal didn't benefit Netflix much. Meanwhile, their promotional campaigns were failing. One deal with DVD manufacturers like Sony and Toshiba allowed customers to rent 10 DVDs free using a coupon code pasted outside the DVD box. This backfired, as even non-buyers used the codes. Only 5% became regular customers. Then came a big opportunity. President Bill Clinton's scandal with intern Monica Lewinsky became public. Everyone was searching for the trial video. Netflix decided to rent out the trial video DVD, but due to a mistake by the duplication company, adult films were sent instead. Netflix had to apologize, but the damage was done. Despite the chaos, Mark had a game-changing idea: subscription model. Customers could pay a fixed monthly fee and get 4 DVDs, which they could return anytime to get new ones. This eliminated late fees and customers loved it. 90% of people subscribed on day 1. This recurring revenue model became the foundation of Netflix's success. Blockbuster, however, stuck to its store-based model, earning $800 million just from late fees. Netflix was making only $5 million in total sales. Blockbuster didn't take online business seriously. Netflix even tried selling itself for $50 million, but the Blockbuster CEO laughed them off. Time passed, Netflix grew, and customers began shifting from Blockbuster to Netflix. By 2004, Blockbuster launched its own DVD by mail service, but it was too late. Netflix had already mastered the online system, including smart algorithms that recommended movies based on preferences. In 2007, while Blockbuster was still pushing DVDs, Netflix launched video-on-demand streaming, a revolutionary step. People could now stream movies without any physical DVDs. This opened doors to international markets, while Blockbuster was still stuck in America. Desperate, Blockbuster began copying Netflix, removing late fees, waiving rewind charges, but nothing worked. Eventually, Blockbuster filed for bankruptcy in 2010. This downfall wasn't just about business. It showed how companies resist change. Nokia and Kodak made the same mistake. Today, Netflix has over 13,000 employees, makes $19 billion annually, and is worth over $280 billion, 380 times the offer they once made to Blockbuster. Only one Blockbuster store remains today, in Oregon. It's more of a tourist spot now. The rest is history. Thanks for watching this video by Facts Black Hole. Please like, share, and leave your thoughts. See you in the next amazing video.
forgive me, the banking metamorphosis, driving digital transformation in regulated spaces. And it's not easy to find yourself working in a regulated environment, highly regulated from where he's coming from. So expect to get a lot from his session as well. So with a round of applause, I would like us to welcome Mr. Kofi Blankson.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. And you are not eating like me, then I think you should look for something. Now, I don't know if the jollof is ready. Should we start with the jollof first, or we should, if you want, do the session and then we can get into it? Can we put that to a vote? Can we put that to a vote? Jollof, or we should have my session first? You want to have my session first? Are you sure? Um, okay. All right. So good morning again. I think let me start by saying I'm really excited about this session. I don't take it for granted at all. When I have opportunity to share and learn from great persons like you, it's not a joke. That's number one. Number two also is, let me also use the opportunity to thank CBA, Stephen and Na and the entire team for giving me their platform. It's always a joy when I come here because some of the finest people I've met over the various cohorts that I've dealt with is from CBA. And I didn't think that if I was sitting in my corner, I'd have met this kind of wonderful people. And I'm sure that I'm going to make new friends. Or if you're clapping for nine, Stephen, please go right to them. You've done a great job with that. I also want to give shout outs to, I have some 14,000 TikTok followers. I just started with TikTok just like 2 months ago. So let me give them shout out because this is really my first time and for doing TikTok live. And I feel that some of the things I talk about on that platform, digital skills are going to be relevant in this room, right? So for them who are following and listening in, if you're in Ghana, and I'm sure if they're in other parts of the country, particularly in Africa, continent, I beg your pardon, you can sign up with the CBA to be able to learn this as well. It's just that even though there are 14 or 13,000, I also don't have 19 billion like the video that you just watched. So hopefully I get there one day. Then, Steven, I think that would have made our life is made, isn't it? That's right. Okay. Debbie, thank you so much for setting the tone for this conversation. I was telling now back there that Debbie has said everything I wanted to say. It's so difficult when your boss speaks and now they now call you. Stella, I'm wondering what we will say. You get it? Just close and go home because he's done the job already. But now it's like, oh, just come and reiterate, what she said. But since I stood there, I've even forgotten everything already. So you let me tell you that as well, right? Let me start by saying last night, coincidentally, I gave a ride to a friend and they were asking me, what do I think of a BA? And I'm like, why this question yesterday ahead of this morning? You get it? And I said, oh, Enya, it's good that you're asking me this question because I will tell you what I'm going to tell everybody this morning. So I rehearsed with her. You understand? If I do well this morning, then it means that what I did with her was great, isn't it? My simple answer to her really was, BAs are the future. You are the future, whether you like it or not. You are the future. And one of the proverbs I like to quote is, because I'm a big football fan, I always say that when your friend's beard is burning, you know what that means, right? What do? You fetch water and put by your own. So let me relate it to football before I bring it to the conversation we're going to have. So when some of the teams lost, so my team is Manchester United. Yeah, I mean, I love Man United, blood and water. You get it? Yes, I know people will challenge me with Arsenal and Chelsea and all of those, right? But it's good to the point that Debbie makes that we are all not the same, isn't it? But sometimes when you follow patterns, you've got to understand why things operate the way they do. So when some of those big teams lose, instead of going to troll them that they've lost, I don't do that. I always wait until I've won. Then I go and find it because I fetch water and put by my side because you don't know. Okay. What's my point, guys? This morning, my topic is really simple: the banking metamorphosis. You had a hard time pronouncing it, so let me teach you. Instead of saying metamorphosis, just say morphs. 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 Morphs are in a heavily regulated environment. Today, it is banking that is heavily regulated. Don't sit there and behave like me when another team is winning or losing and I go and troll them, because you may be, like Debbie said, in oil and gas, probably not heavily regulated. You may be in agribusiness, not heavily regulated. I was listening to you closely. You may be in marketing. Maybe anybody can price what they want at any time. Nobody's chasing them. What someone will sell for 2 CDs, my friend here will sell for 3, and there's nobody who's checking whether, there's a certain standard that we are following through, right? So let me use banking this morning as an example and talk about the skills, particularly that you require. Say, you're smiling at me the whole time and you're really encouraging me. Thank you so much. I really like it. The skills that you really need, right? And why do I say this? Forget about the industry that you are in. There's a shift that's already happening. It's really not about banking. This shift is, number one, you have instant service these days. People need to start thinking like internet companies, instant gratification. The moment I click, I should get a response. Am I talking to 2 people this morning? The instant I click, you should get a response. So the simple message is instant service, whether you like it or not. Personalized service. My personalized service is Manchester United. Yours is Chelsea. Somebody is Arsenal. Somebody likes Brecum Chelsea. Somebody likes Accra House of Folk like me, 1911. Somebody also likes Oli Dade, Olin Konson Konson and all of that. Oli Bobo, Mashi. Am I communicating? So another point is it's personalized, because by extension, with all the data that we are sitting on, and I'll talk about data shortly, and because you are the business analyst, you get to work with a lot of data. So it's really not about what has happened before, but where we are headed. And where we are headed is driven by speed. I talked about instant service. It's driven by data. In fact, many companies today are investing heavily on data. How many steps did you take to get into this room? Did you count it? Did you count it? You didn't count it. But you know that's data. If you had a wearable device, it can tell you. For the number of times I've come to East Legon, your devices can maximize to say, look, instead of going this route, this could be a faster route because this is where you're always going. I remember when I set up my iDevices, after a while, I think it could tell that this was my house and this was my office. And so it would just call it up and say from the house to the office. What's my point? All of that is riding on the back of data. In fact, I don't know if you were watching the news 2 days ago, in the United States, some companies are blocking investments in data to the tune of $2 billion. And all these $2 billion, definitely BAs like you or aspiring BAs like you're going to benefit from. I know huge data centers in this country and outside of Africa that are beginning to come up. If you are not going to think and want to become a BA, who is going to mine all of that data? It's really not about mining, but it's about how much will come to you at the end of the day. I don't know if I'm communicating. So there's a huge opportunity out there. That's the point I'm trying to drive at, right? And then there's something that we always call always on access. 24/7 is no longer enough. Sometimes people don't sleep. Whenever they show up, they should be there. She was talking on Netflix. Honestly, I didn't sleep early last night because I was trying to binge on something, right? Only for me to wake up. It must be on always, whether you like it or not. If not, we will move on to the next person. So whether you're in banking, you are in oil and gas, whatever industry, or you are a small business entrepreneur, you got to be always on. Forget about, oh, this is my personal time and all that. Clients, it's a global village. As we are speaking, it's 8 hours plus 8 somewhere. It's plus 4 minus 8. So if you have a service that you want to go global and you are not always almost on or always on, then I'm worried that if you do not change, you will be replaced. And forget the fact that we are talking about banks for a moment. I really don't want to dwell on banking because I feel, to the point that Debbie made, it's for all of us. BA is for everybody, regardless of the industry that you you regardless of the industry that you find yourself in, right? So what is driving this change really? Today, 70% of people, probably even more, prefer digital banking. Who wants to go to the branch and do any transaction when I can do it from the comfort of my phone? Bro, you want to pay her for service? She says, go to Bank X. I don't want to mention any banks. I don't want any trouble. Or let me use Kofi Blank's bank. My bank is in Tamale. You are in Accra. Would you want to go through the hassle of traveling all the way just to pay her 2 million Ghana cedis when you can do it on a digital app or do it via a digital channel? So 70% prefer this. That's number one. Another thing is 75% of banks are investing heavily in digital transformation. And it's not just banks. Debbie made a point about going to go and whether you want to go by road, you want to go by road or you want to go by air. I always use this analogy, I beg your pardon, if you sat in my sessions before. I'm from Cape Coast. I can do Cape Coast until the construction started. I used to do Cape Coast in maybe 2 hours, 15 minutes. Over time, I could do it in 2 hours. Over time, maybe 1 hour, 15 minutes. It's not because of how fast I was going, because I knew the road. I know what braking to apply, where to stop, and all of that, right? So it's about continuous improvement. By the way, I'm talking from an agile perspective, if you want, right? So the real pressure that we see is the regulation that is coming in, whether again you are in a bank or you are in any other industry. And pressure will cause you to think and want to do things differently. It's the truth, whether you like it or not. So I put here, as a regulation is increasing, technology is moving faster because it's always ahead. By the time we wake up, there's something new. Every morning we wake up, there's something new, but it's going faster than policy. So why should we wait for policy when we can go ahead and wait for policy to join us? You can think about this really, right? New competitors are reshaping the landscape. What you are doing, somebody else is doing the same thing. But because it's a service industry, how do you respond to what they're doing? Don't sit there and say, hey, look, if, what do you call it? Netflix and Blockbuster was there before, who knows? You think Nokia and Co wouldn't have been in existence today if they sat back and, did what they did? I mean, those are real examples that I can give, right? What other real-time or first-generation businesses can we talk about in Ghana and Africa today that have been existing and been there that nobody has really tried to topple them over? If you can answer this, then you have become a BA. Because this is a function really of a business analyst. Then I'm saying that the gap between what's possible and what is compliant is widening. There's a world of possibilities out there. But that gap, if you can scratch a little of that gap, imagine that in that gap, there are 1 million people. It's a numbers game. Let's just do numbers. There are 1 million people, my friend, in that gap, right? And you can even take 500. And assuming that you are charging that 500 $1 each, that's $500,000 for you. Easy. You may not do 500, you may do 200 of that. And you say, oh, I have a product that gives sales for maybe $5. 5 times 2 is what? 10, 1 million. So that's what's possible, really. So here's what the tension is. Do you want speed or you want control? Control by heavily regulated, right? But speed is really essential. In banking, we say that there's trust. People trust my bank, they trust your bank, they trust Debbie's bank, they trust every other bank. That's why they will bring their monies there, right? But do you want speed or do you want control? Because speed will win your customers. You understand? Don't forget about instant gratification that I talk about. Start thinking like an internet company. If I go onto my phone now and I went to Google and it wasn't coming, they have not done me any good, right? Instant. Okay. So while digital experiences are demanding rapid delivery, we must constantly innovate. That road trip I talked about to Cape Coast, 2 hours, must cut back. I don't know if you understand. Who knows? Maybe even technology will give us a faster car. They say now you don't need to. Or we will not go by a vehicle anymore. We'll go by a drone. We'll just hang and jolly bam. They drop us in the middle somewhere. They're flying cars as well. Because we can't, when I was growing up, I don't know, in 1983, 84, the car I told my mom I was going to buy was a Peugeot 504. I grew up in Nigeria, by the way. It was big deal then. If you had that, Charlie, oh yeah, hip. I don't know if you understand. And if you had the 1978 Mercedes 200, bam, Charlie, you are the Ogbo. So I said to her, I said, these are my dream cars as well. She said that by the time you are old enough, there'll be newer ones. So whether you like it or not in your business, there'll be newer competition, there'll be newer things along. So as a BA, that's really your advantage. What's new? What's happening? What else can we improve on? Yes, it's great to stay compliant, right? Because then I don't want to get the carpet pulled out of under my feet, right? So regulation, I don't want them to come and take away my license. But you've got to find a fine balance. And that's essentially the role of a DA. Okay? So the winners are those who will balance both. Agility without governance is chaos. Chaos without agility is obsolescence. You become like that old 504 that I talked about. Nobody wants the 504 anymore. We want the newer vehicles, okay, the newer houses, the newer machines, the newer laptops, the newer phones, the newer latest devices. But who are those who bring those devices? Who are those who bring those features, to us? They are BAs like you. So what are you waiting for? If you have not made up your mind that you really want to go, like my friend who's asking me to go or not to go. And for many of us, we are also stuck in our careers. We are stuck in our businesses. Actually, I've been doing this role for 10 years. No promotion, nothing is coming. But there's a massive data that you're sitting on. Have you started to think about what insights you can provide for your company to be able to move them from $500,000 to $1,000,000? It's the accountability of the DA. So here's the future bank. I won't go through all this. I think that Jude, you may share with everyone. But today, the bank of the future is one that is not hinged on branches anymore. People are moving away from branches. Yes, people can debate that, right? But we can have a separate conversation around that. But it's really around setting up what we call digital journeys. If you want an ATM card, can I order from my phone? If I want a checkbook, can I order from my phone? If I want to stop my check or stop my card because it's been compromised. The other day I lost my wallet in my bag. Everything. I had to go and say, guys, log onto my app. And I said, guys, warm the card for me. It was a Sunday. The bank was not open. Clearly, the guy was trying to use my card. So he went to every ATM and he was trying to second guess my PIN. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So if he had been successful and I had not warmed the card, they would have swiped my 2 CDs. Fully digital journeys, right? Today, the world is big on AI. Guys, whether you like it or not, AI has come. Stop this debate about whether it will replace you, whether it will take your job away from you. Do you know what it was when before we were born? There were big computers that used to fill this room. Today, the computer or the technology that took those 4 people Artemis to the moon is technically what you are holding in your hand. And many of us, we are using to send text message and ask who were in OR. I don't know if you understand. So stop talking about the fact that AI is AI. Yes, it will not replace you. Let me make that emphatically clear. Learn how to use it and make the best out of it. Don't sit down 2 days to prepare a slide. It's a waste of everybody's time. Don't sit down 2 days to be, no, don't do that. It's a message going home. So AI-led decisions will come because even as BAs, there are certain decisions that you make, and I'll tell you shortly. We have moved from reports. Debbie will tell you that it's largely insights, real-time insights. So what's happening elsewhere now as we speak is for you as a BA, right? So I've talked about real-time insight. I don't want to go into the other areas real quick because I don't have too much time. So while will this agile mindset win? Because I think she alluded to it briefly, that you don't have to test and deploy big bang. Small I, small t, you build upon it. So a lot of the time we say that between 30 to 50%, you can deliver faster than your traditional approach where you want to finish the whole building before the client will come and say that, hey, look, I don't like this curtains. Can you guys change it? I don't like the tiles. It sets us back, right? And then you reduce risk by 40%. Me, I don't like the risk people, but they are very important. Oh, it's the truth. Let me say it. The auditors, no, 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 no. They the staff, I feel they stifle me, but gradually they're opening up because people are beginning to see differently and the positives that this brings. And now they're my best friends, really. I love them. So it's important that as BAs, you think about how you want to deliver real quick and as often as possible. Your business is making 2 CDs. Don't dwell on 2 CDs. Think about how I can get 4, from 4 to 8. And you've got to think exponentially, right? And it's the job of a BA because you have all the tools, you have all the skills. Some of you are so smart that you can bring the moon down, but you probably haven't tapped into it. The power of a BA, you can drive a whole business, either you can send it back to the bush or send it to the next level. It's a BA. I've seen, maybe Debbie and I can have that side conversation about some of the things that you guys have done recently. And I think that credit would be to you beyond leadership and all of that, right? But that's another conversation. So, as much as possible, think about small wins than big failures. And you can apply this to life as well. Don't think about my beard or my friend's beard that is burning, the Manchester United and the Chelsea and Arsenal story that I told you about. Small wins, continuous feedback. Feedback is extremely important. It's a loop. Oh, sis, how am I doing? Am I doing well? Are you sure? It's feedback. But if my friend here tells me I'm not doing well, feedback is data. Feedback is data. Failure is data. It doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. We say that sometimes we win, sometimes we learn. So if you fail, it doesn't mean that I should put my hands on my head and say, I failed and I couldn't do this anymore. Use that feedback to improve the next stage. Really. Again, as BAs, this is your accountability. Now, when you join the session, I will take you through full agile and what it means, right? And how you can apply that in your day-to-day life. But really, it's a mindset. It's really a mindset. I think we've talked about the execution gap. Really, we don't fail because we want to fail. It's a certain lack of execution. The vision is there, the mission is there, we know what we want, but the will to do, move from point A to point B, execute, is what is worrying us. Stella, is there a fair point? Execution. Yeah, because we will think and think and think. We call it analysis paralysis. Small idea that you have, you are waiting for the world to come and endorse it for you. Bro, nobody will come and endorse it for you. The earlier you move, the better. It's part of execution. So don't wait for anybody. You understand? And then obviously, there are legacy systems if you have or you're in a proper corporate institution. But even that, Charlie, these days, we are spending billions in investments for IT projects. So which one is your excuse? The message I want to put on this slide is no excuses. Execution is a problem. Let me talk about documentation. In Agile, and the little that we have, let's do. It's not documentation that it has to be perfect and it has to go through everybody, they would approve it before. No, 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 no. There's no time for that. The earlier you do this, the better. So here's my final slide, essentially for you, the skills that you need as BAs, really the old mindset of, oh, as a BA, I just have to churn out reports, MIS reports, where we are, how we did, and all of that is a thing in the past. You need to start thinking about how you can generate insights. Debbie talked about this. And I was telling now that everything she said, I said. Or that's what she said everything I wanted to say. But really, it's really reiterating that, guys, because if I teach the Bible, or if anybody tells you anything twice, it means that, Charlie, there's something really there for you. Please pay attention. Guys, pay attention. Pay attention. I can tell you, if you look at the skills of the future from a World Economic Forum point of view, these are skills that will last another 10 to so years. And especially in a market like ours. Africa, we are now starting, we are not advanced. So there's so many opportunities that BAs can influence. You get it. Forget about how much you may be paid today, but once you learn that big deal, giving real insights, unbelievable what you do. It's not requirements gathering. What do we need to do? No, 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 no. Provide solutions. Solve the problem. Define yourself or put in your middle name that my name is Kofi Problem Solver. It's simple. You understand? Because if you say I'm a problem solver and people are calling you at 12 midnight, you will not get upset. Put yourself in their shoes. There's a problem. We need to solve it. I don't know if you understand. I mean, this realization dawned on me recently because sometimes you feel like maybe as a systems guy, the systems are working and everything, right? So why is this guy calling you? But the guy has a problem, so solve it for him. Because you say you are an executioner, right? So do it. PA, don't waste time. Real-time thinking. Charlie, boss, you've got to be thinking on your feet. I am not saying you cannot chill like Stella does sometimes, right? After all the hard work, you need to wind down. But it's really real time thinking. And then this one we've abused so many times. Rather than following process, you need to start challenging assumptions. Why are we doing this at 8 o'clock in the morning? Why? It's Stephen. Where is he now? Ask them, why are we doing this at this time? Why did we choose to do this on a Friday? Or because it's convenient for you? Because it's a working day, isn't it? We could have all been in the office. But the choices we know today would affect our tomorrow. So we sign up for it. So challenge that assumptions, right? Jude, I think I'm at the end of my slide, right? So this is your role as analyst. You are the game changers. I said to my friend last night, I said that you are the future. Because 19 times you are more likely to be the prophet. Every organization has data, depending on where you are gathering from. How many of us are in this room? How many of us are online? How many minutes have I spent speaking? How many words have I put out? How many times have I used? Are you listening to me? Then you can form and say, oh, this is how Kofi Blanton speaks. He will speak 2,000 words for 10 minutes, and he will use this phrase certain times. And so can we do weather patterns? So in your business, what are the assumptions? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. There's so much data that we are sitting on that we have no mind really. But today there are tools that can help you do that. I won't attempt to play the role of Stella or Debbie one more time by telling you who a business analyst and who a data analyst is. But my point here is you are central to the transformation of this country. You are central to the transformation of Accra. This morning I saw the headline newspaper that the Kole Lagoon has failed what it wanted to do since 1932. And like we've been joking for a very long time. Kole Lagoon. I feel like I should write to His Excellency the President Mahama and just tell him that, boss, just get angry one day and let's all go and take this thing off. Kole Lagoon, it's been there 17th Levy. Anytime it rains, people fall in. Today, it's become a slum. People are living there. Kole Lagoon, I used to live on the Mochi Road. When I was 13 years, I remember, they said they were going to put a boat, they would desilt it, and it would be like what it is. How old am I today? Plus another 30 or so years. It is still what it is. I wonder when it will change. You are central to the transformation. Transformation, Accra wants to be the neatest city in the world. I don't know. Maybe it's an aspiration. You get it? But whatever aspiration you have, you are central to it. We want to make Ghana the number one, make Africa the number one. It's us really in this room. Enough of the excuse. We have what it takes. Maybe a little investment. Those investments will come. Mommy, your business, no. You can move from here to China if you're not there already. You can go global. My bosses told me once, if you stop thinking about you local champion attache, it means that you have been a local guy for too long. You get it? And I'm like, what does he mean? He's insulting me, but apparently he was challenging me. So maybe on this slide, I'm really challenging everybody. Don't sit back, and for many of my friends who are online, don't sit back and like, should I do or should I not do? Please do. And I'm not being paid to do this really. I've not been paid to do it. But I see the potential that we have as people, as a country, and where we could be in the shortest possible time. And I think that VAs are central to this. You can do it in your small area, any area at all. Just eventually the pieces will come together. The pieces will come together. So my friends, finally, will you watch or you will lead by signing up? Will you watch or you will lead? The guy standing there, actually, Mamiya and Mamiya, should I do or should I not do? Boss, do. Because if you start doing, that's how you learn. That's how you learn. If you don't learn, you become extinct. Honestly speaking, you become extinct, right? Think like a problem solver. This one, that's what I put there, but put the problem solver as your middle name. Today, after this session, change your name, put problem solver there. Let everybody start calling you a problem solver. Because I know you. You see, there's something special about BAs. They think in a different way. They don't think like everyone else. Really. Immediately they spot a challenge, they'll start talking about it. Say, why don't we do this way? Right? Finally, move with speed and discipline. Have I done 20 minutes? 20 or 25? 20 I've done. Charlie, I think I've achieved my goal. 2026, really. April 2026. Today is 17. Make your mind today that you will not watch, but you will leave. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Today I'm going to speak very softly because I'm transitioning from being ill to fully recovering. In order not to trigger anything, especially with my voice, I'll be very mild, right? But bear with me. Let's keep the energy. Okay. Honestly, this morning, I've been nodding like what Eliza, right? Everything that's being shared. Yeah, I know some, but sometimes it's good to hear it again. And the Bible was not wrong. Pardon me, right? I'm a Christian, so I would refer to the Bible was not wrong when it said faith comes by hearing. And it's like Kofi was pinching me when he said, do, execute. See, why? This morning. There are lots of things I want to do, and I've been dragging my feet. So anytime I hear execute, they're going to be pinching me, execute, pinching me. They've not called me, but they're going to be, listen, don't laugh. All right. So to set the tone, I'll tell you something I read on social media. Well, sometimes I don't have time. So I skip a lot, but this was about a carousel of about 9 slides. I wouldn't typically read it. It was loaded, but I did. And just when we were speaking, I said, I wanted to comment on that post. I didn't know what to say, but I'm going back. I'll go and comment on it. And I would say that it's about a lawyer. And I would say that this lawyer is a BA. And it goes to affirm what we've just done today when they said that business analysis is for every industry. I bet that lawyer doesn't even know what she did was business analysis. So let me just briefly tell you the story. So this is a Harvard-trained lawyer who who has started a firm by herself, no paralegal, no help. So it's a solo business. And this big business that is rapidly changing needs a lawyer. And she was privy to know that there are other lawyers or there are other firms. So she's a solo entrepreneur or solopreneur. I did the words are it's sweet you. So she's a solopreneur, right? And she's privy to the information that other big firms like 10 team lawyers, like those ones that their names are on the board and glass boardrooms, and so she was afraid. Then her friend says, I know Claude Code can do something for you. Who knows Claude Code or Claude? Like, right? So we are not talking AI, but this is something that shaped and my mentality and I'm sharing. And her friend says, go there, put in the name of the organization. Just prompt, tell them what you want. And within minutes, Claude produced 33-page report on the organization. This 33-page report, I don't know, that was just sweeting me. It's so easy. 33-page report. She used 28 minutes to go through, right? But in a nutshell, it was everything about the organization. From things they had been challenged with, from litigations they have had, from settlements they've had to pay, right? To what the organization is up to now. In fact, it dug information that was insider. It got information on what the CEO had been talking about on a podcast. So this person reads the report and sees that the need of this organization is not a litigation lawyer. The need of the organization is someone who would draft better contracts. So the 10-man lawyer team, let me call it that, they came and they brought their pitch decks and all the things that they will use to do you so that you pay big money, right?
And she found out that this CEO doesn't like small talk. He's the type that let's set the ball rolling. So he doesn't go in any what do you call it? Small talk, nothing like that. Like he just or she just goes straight to the point. And it's about I see that so and so years ago you had three different cases where you settled. I see that this, I see that that. She was speaking the language of the CEO. And within minutes, she was able to pitch what they can deliver from the angle of a lawyer, there need not be a litigant lawyer, but a lawyer that can draft better contracts. And she got it. She got the job. What does it say? Why am I excited about it? Because this morning, Coach Debbie and Kofi have drawn my attention to the fact that the mindset of BA should be problem solving, right? And that's why I'm saying that I'm going back to go and comment on that post that this lawyer is a BA. And even though she did not know what to do, and somebody share with you, right? Let's talk about what we are coming to do today. So I'm starting with questions. What did you know about business analysis before you walked into this room? I want to hear from, I don't remember your name. Mike. Michael, all right. I didn't hear your name. Let me say that. Michael, what did you know about business analysis before you walked into this room today?
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you answered.
Okay. I have been practicing business analytics for a while now. So in simple terms, the one who trained me told me you be the board of the company.
Was
And
it wrong?
it was not wrong, and it's true. I was young then, but my MD would call me and ask me, Michael, we you better say,
Okay.
and my solution has been relevant, up to date. And I thank God for that. So I know a lot about business analysis, and all I would say is it will make you a god.
It's so true. I mean, what Michael is saying is so true. And I think from our previous speakers, you guys understand what he's saying when he says that you'll be a god in the organization. Um, I want to know from you, can I? I'll get back to comment about everything. So, what was one myth or or idea or one thing you knew about business analysis before you walked into this room today?
Okay, I would say for me, what I knew about business analysis was um, getting identifying a business's problem, an organization's problem, and using the business's information from the business, data from the business to provide solutions with the tools at your disposal. Yeah, for example, you can formerly used to use Excel. Now there are AI tools that are available. And so those tools, you can use them to make your analysis or to do analytics. Yes, those and provide insights. So they can provide real time solutions that will drive change, positive change for the organization. Yes, that will explode. For example, if it's sales that the business is into, that will drive sales exponentially for the business. So that's what I know about.
Thank you very much. Your name, please.
All right. Good morning. My name is John Kingsford. All right. So, just to toe on the line of Michael, I would say that a business analyst is like the prophet in the boardroom, which just supposes that you are able to identify what had happened know what is happening now, and tell what will happen. With this three level of knowledge, you can now be able to implement a solution that will bring about change.
Thank you so much. So I would say that we were all fairly aware of what business analysis is about. I mean, these days you can just Google and you can see something, right? But I have been in quarters of, and I have heard, read, seen situations where people that we have spoken to or probably had an interaction with, and I want to let them understand that, I mean, what you do is business analysis. You may not be called a business analyst in your organization, but what you are doing is business analysis. And that's the example I gave with what the lawyer did, right? She would not call herself a business analyst. But if I see a lawyer approaching something from the angle she did, that's a B. All right. So what I'm here to talk about is the mindset. And Coach Debbie Kofi, they have already spoken to an extent about it already. But let's drill deeper. So what I'm talking about, mindset over method, taking control of the narrative. These days, there are a lot of information about the tools you can use, the things we can do. So, okay, so as a BI, I must know how to do process flows, right? Must know how to use Vivian was mentioning some of the things like, using programming languages and visualization tools and a lot of things. I mean, sometimes I wake up and say like, oh my God, what else do I have to learn? Because there's so much. Like, the funny thing is, when I was practicing pharmacy, I was facing the same issue because there's always new information about medication and that. These people will not let me rest. I didn't know that this place they don't rest at all. Here, there, west, west, west. Because at least the medication, by the time they ban it, or not ban per se, but like phase it out, Ghana or Africa, it will take a while. But now with the internet, everyone has updates as and when. You can't go and give your boss an excuse that, oh, I didn't know about this thing. Like, what? Organizations are paying for co-pilots and stuff. They are giving subscriptions, Claude. They are buying tokens for you to use, and you're saying you don't know what's up. You can't give that excuse. But when I used to practice pharmacy more actively, I could give that excuse, but it's not working now. So what I'm trying to say is that it is not about the tools you know how to use. 80% of your success as a business analyst comes from your mindset. 80% of the success you would experience as a BA comes from your mindset, and 20% is skill set. What is knowing when you are not confident enough to speak it? John mentioned that you be like the prophets in the room. Some of us, we have ideas, we have solutions. They are asking you in their meeting, when you look at somebody's suit and say, this idea, I can't talk. Hey, what if they rubbish it? What if they, and Coach Debbie said something, you can be in a room where everybody is thinking the same way. But as a BA, you don't think the same way. And that's why we are saying that you provide alternatives. Alternatives so that we can work against those alternatives at times to pick the best. So we are going to work on our mindset today, and already there are a couple of things that have been said. Yes. So what have we said that we shouldn't do as BAs? We shouldn't be like order takers. So for you, the work you are doing as a BA is all about what the stakeholder says. Let's take this simple. I'm going to read out something to you. Not really like, it's not anything long, but I want to hear your responses. All right. So your customers, so let's say Elizabeth. Elizabeth says their customers or her customers complain about slow service. So maybe Elizabeth does deliveries to her customers, her products, right? And she's now experiencing very some complaints from her customers saying that their service is very slow. Now, she says, as a CEO, we need a new system. That is her solution. Where's the mic? I'm talking to all those who didn't introduce themselves when we came. Then you pass it to me behind. So, what's your first? Don't overthink this, right? We are not going to build a solution here. Yes. So the thing is, Elizabeth's customers are complaining that of late the services are very slow. Elizabeth, as the CEO, says, let's build a new system. That is her solution. That's how you do it.
Okay, so I think it might not necessarily be about the system, but then the people involved, they are not being put on their toes. They are not given limited time. As in, this must be done at this time. Then she's also not getting feedback, as in checking up to see whether the things are going right or wrong.
Please, can we close in? Okay, but wait, let's listen to lady behind. You were not here, so you give us your name.
Hi, my name is Grace.
Grace.
Yes, thank you for allowing me to speak on this. Probably I am thinking from the perspective of the kind of processes an individual has to go through to maybe fill the form. Is it a two-page, first thing for the person to fill all that before an answer is derived, or probably someone from the back end didn't do something before going home? Yeah, thank you.
All right. So we are seeing that we are not here to listen to what the CEO just said. The CEO's approach is let's build a new system. That's what they are saying. But as BAs, we don't work that way. And you remember, other speakers have already mentioned that if even is suggesting that you change your middle name to problem solver, I think it will work. When in the morning you mention your name and add problem solver, it's like you're doing something for yourself and for others as well. So our mindset is that of a problem solver, right? You shape outcomes and you drive value. I can bet you that if you have the true BA mindset, right? If you have the true BA mindset, you don't think like everyone else. You don't think like everyone else. So I have this meeting with someone from an organization where they needed, in fact, they've done all they've done their numbers, they've done everything, and they are so sure about the direction they are going. And I came on board just along the line. I was not even supposed to be in there, but some way, somehow, I came along. It's okay. I just want to have a meeting with the stakeholder. I just want to ask a few questions. By the time we're in the middle of the session, she said, I had to send her, hey, media minimo. It's like we started punching holes per se, but looking at a very holistic view of the things they want to do. And that's when they realize that what they have is not enough. They need to drill deeper. So that's how BAs think. You don't just swallow instructions. When instructions are given, you go back, you take your time, you look at the data, all the information, you look at the details, and you try and make meaning out of it. Once you make meaning out of it, you will definitely come back with a different perspective. The other thing is, so let me just, I think that would be. Let me go. Let me go. Yes. So myth versus truth about business analysis, right? So the first myth is a BA just writes down what stakeholders say. But this one we all know is not true. You have a question? Okay, let me take. There'll be oh. Okay, so please note it down so that you don't forget. Please do. But the truth is, we solve problems, not just document them. The one thing I want you to also think about is, sometimes people who don't understand what BAs do are the ones who make these assumptions. Sometimes, even in, okay, let me say this, pardon me, may not be true for all situations, but there are people who are hiring BAs but don't know what BAs do, right? So you go or you walk into an interview and you are trying to sell your value, probably through negotiation, because whatever they are giving you, you don't think it matches up with your value. But this person will be resisting because they don't know what you bring to the table. And that's where the mindset and the confidence should come in. You must be able to confidently articulate the difference that you are bringing on board. So you don't assume that you already know what you are going to do as a BA. In fact, there are the organizations that have hired BAs, they are just wondering what is this one also doing in this office. And what kills them is that the truth is, the offers are not bad. So sometimes they can just bring you in, they learn of the level or the grade you are on. They're acting like, honestly, like this person that they are paying this big money, what are they here to do? This is the truth. That's the reality. There are times when you encounter people and indirectly that's what they are trying to tell you. Like this one, why does this person have this level of influence? Because they don't know what or who a BA is. So as BAs, we don't just write down what stakeholders say, or we don't just document requirements. We are here to solve problems. And that's the thing with us that I want to also admonish, that if you're a BA, you will burn the midnight candle for your organization. You see the work that nobody wants to do, the work that nobody wants to do, the digging that nobody, the way he's nodding, Mike is nodding. It's like, preach to me, right? Yeah, the truth. Most of the time, the work that no one is doing, that's the work that you would do, because you need to find the real need. You remember what we spoke about, Coach Debbie spoke about. You need to find the real need. The next myth is you need a tech background to become a BA. Please, I'm an example of, the truth to that myth. I don't have any tech background. I don't have a tech bone in me. Until I also started, I have the mindset, I need some tools and methodologies, and I learned it along the line. I'm a pharmacist. That goes to say that business analysis can work in every industry. So now I call my friends who have chain pharmacies and I ask them, how is your system going? And I would say that for me, that's really being agree. You need to be like every other person looking at things the same way. And so you don't need to be a tech
a technical person to be a business analyst. Now, I have encountered entrepreneurs who are doing so well because of the business. It has changed their business. 2 days ago, I saw something on TikTok. Somebody has gone back and do anything like, you know, those apps that they use to package for it. Yeah, something like that. Right. So that is less for me. When you change the destiny of the bank to bank the side, I don't think it's fine. I'm saying problem solved with the right mindset. You can be a successful. You don't need to know how to coach. I do know how to code. I don't know whether I will remember it. I'm lifting my hand. This has been a while, but I didn't need it. I'm just the type who always wants to learn. And so I went to indulge myself. And as it stands now, I don't even use it in my current role. So I don't need it. You don't need to be technical. If anybody is on LinkedIn scaring you, a BS, what, you don't need to be technical. You can be a non-technical BA and you will be successful. The other myth is stakeholders always know what they want. Who agrees? Do stakeholders always know what they want?
No.
Yeah, they don't. They act like they know what they want. So one thing I want you to bear in mind is stakeholders will come at you like they know what they want. In fact, they will be so sure that I can promise you. They will be so sure about the fact that this is what I want. And you as a BA know that that is not what they want. It could be true. There's an element of it that can feed into the work you are coming to do, but stakeholders typically don't. Your job is to help them figure it out. So business analysis basically is about creating value. There's this kinky that I buy in my area. I don't eat kinky, but my family does. So once a while I buy it. I like, well, for my family, they say it is nice, right? And my mom saw something on TikTok that somebody was pouring some okra something, something they add that. My mom said, is this your identical birthday? This is not it. It's not it. Then she was laughing. So, the guy has dread, so he thought that the same person. And I'm here thinking that this guy who sells the kinky day, with the help of a BA, he can change that business. Why are you selling kinky only from 5 p.m.? The kinky is nice. In fact, they don't even come at 5. Sometimes it's 6 o'clock. They are now showing up. But this can be a service from mid-morning till evening. You just need to ramp up the production, of course, to meet demand. It's a very nice, kinky spot where a lot of people come there, but where it is, it will end just there. But if they're able to transition this, the banku sitting in a cup, if they have a kinky sitting in a cup and they add the okra, the fish, some other people are selling for 150 and 200 CDs on TikTok. You can even sell it better. It's not even nice. It's the truth. Plus plus delivery. That's the thing. So I want to challenge you. Start practicing. The next thing I want to start practicing your BA mindset on your friends, your own side hustle, your friend's small business. Tell them, I want to do a process audit for you. As a BA, the things you would see, this CEO or stakeholder would not see it. And I can promise you that. Start practicing it on your own side. And some of us, we sell small things on the side, but we position it as a side hustle and to remain there. But if you look at it from the eye of a BA with that mindset of, creating value,
we would actually transition that business from a side hustle to a full functional business. Okay, let me go back. Yes, I skipped one. Yes. So the things that a modern BA looks like at, we have already said this. Why does this matter? Why? I think Kofi also mentioned why. Why does this matter? And it's so important. And sometimes we just do things because it was there. We still the things that our parents were doing, right? We still do them today, and we have never questioned why they used to do it that way. One thing that really breaks my heart about being here in Ghana currently is that when I was growing up, light out issues. So when the light comes, the mamini the light, boom, they will be shouting. It breaks my heart so much that my children are still saying, kidding, like, for sake. That's when I was how old? I don't even know. My kids, my oldest is 5, and she's also saying, "Oh no, I fancy papa and say, I want a bro but you ever find them, right? Why are my children after let's say 25 years or still saying light up?" So I'm just challenging you as an individual. What are the things that you yourself know about your career? What are the things you know about your business that you just picked it from someone? Someone just said it, or they said that's how they do it, so that's what you have been doing. We don't do things. Why does this matter? You wake up one morning, you go to your workplace, and your bosses or something they brought a certain new thing. Why does this matter? It should be important to you. Okay, it connects every need or requirement to the real business purpose. Who does this impact? And I want to share this thing. They are constructing the Dodua, Adenta Dodua Road, and I stay around that area. And one day I was walking, I was passing on the road driving, and I said, okay, so if I was one of the stakeholders, what work would I like to do? Here I see people doing all sort of things. Then I saw somebody driving the water tank. I thought this would be very nice. I like that one. And I missed the best part. And I saw a gentleman at the back of the truck overseeing how the water is falling. I said, I like that one. What a work. I just need a cap or a helmet, from the sun, and I'll be there supervising where the water has fallen. I'll go and tell the other, oh, you missed the spot, right? You're so sweet. But you see, in that setting, every person is important. To the extent that we have somebody overseeing where the water will fall, I want you to understand that as could be established, there are people that we work with. If you miss one, you have missed a certain feature of your solution. So think as a BA, think. It's a mindset. Think, who does this impact? And then we have, what value are we creating? We can't say this enough. You cannot be investing and don't know where what the outcomes would be. Okay. So these are the 3 things that as a modern BA you bear in mind. Why does this matter? And the why is a very important thing. Always ask why. And so we have later on, if you join us, there are other things that we look at a certain way of finding the root cause of issues. It involves asking why a couple of times. So let's go back and we just go to one. Yeah. So from passive to influence, this is it. You guide decisions, you influence outcomes, and you prevent costly mistakes. Costly mistake. Sometimes we are lax because we have not thought of the impact of a mistake or impact of not doing due diligence. So beyond this workshop, think about the fact that mindset is the beginning. You would not be a successful BA if you don't have the BA mindset. And this is my last slide. Think about it. Everything you will do or you will achieve as a BA starts from the mind. The why, the who, and what value are you creating? The last thing I would say is you can have the mindset, but if you don't have the confidence to articulate what you have in your mind, things will just slide by you. So, as Kofi said, I'm reiterating execute. My tagline I've been using for the past, say, from 2022 coming, I always say, do it afraid. I posted it on my status and somebody came to ask, what does it mean? This I'm speaking to myself. Do it afraid. When you keep doing it, it will become a part of you. The afraid will drop off. Keep doing it. And in this context, what I would say is when you have analyzed your things and you have put together information, whether you are confident about it or not, speak it. Very soon you will be known for all the ideas. People will just, they are watching, but they will not maybe comment or anything, but they will start coming for you because they know that that's for this guy. You will look at it from a certain angle that I have not even thought, and you bring value to your stakeholders. Thank you.
Being here is actually like giving me a different view and a different question what I could do, in terms of becoming maybe a BA or having that knowledge as well. Yeah, so I think it's all on the right track.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to hear this. And I guess our speakers have done their job and they've done justice for this session. Now, everything you have heard from strategy to transformation to innovation, it just doesn't happen. CBA, Center for Business Analysis, have put everything together and they would push you into the right direction to be able to achieve your goal as being the best BA, the best modern BA. So without much ado, I would like to introduce or I would like us to welcome Mr. Stephen Obenquaten. He will take us through the next session where he will help you understand how you'll be able to put all this together. Give it up for him. Please, the energy is low, I know.
Thank you and good morning. Well, you have a problem with me. Good morning. All right. As Vivian rightly mentioned, my name is Stephen Obenquaten. I'm the Executive Director for the Center for Business Analysis. We are three organizations operating in this small building. We have Center for Business Analysis, that is the mother company. And then we have a Center for Professional Certifications. And then we have Center for Executive Development. You'll be wondering why everything is starting with Center.
Okay. My work here is very simple. I was supposed to come at a later time, but I have to run to an emergency meeting right away. So I'll do this quickly. Why, in your journey to become a business analyst or a data analyst, a cybersecurity professional, why should you consider CBA? And you can see that I have enumerated 4 reasons. I don't need to speak too much about it. But the first one is that we are an endorsed education provider for IIB. What does this mean? It means that once you embark on your journey with us, you are at the right place. We are abiding by the international standards set by IIB, which is trusted globally by employers. Okay. I was looking around for our latest SIBA, but now I can see him. Yeah, he just got certified, Mr. Richard Barr. You can give it up to him. It's not easy. Yeah. All right. And we don't just teach theory. You know, there are institutions, oh, we are helping you pass the exam. All right. Anybody who has worked with me, you can ask, if I ask anybody for their certificate, I won't ask. It is your ability to do. All right. So as much as the certification is important, it validates your skill and all that. We will take you through how you can pass the exam and all that. But we are focused on hands-on approach, practical case studies, real world scenarios. I can see some familiar faces who have gone through courses here. I can give the mic to anyone. We've not paid anyone to say anything in our field. All right. But we have that reputation that when you come, it's not just the theory. By the time you are done with us, you have skills that you can immediately apply in the workspace. All right. We have expert facilitators. You know when I said Richard just said yes. For me, honestly, because I don't believe in certificates. All right, so I don't speak much about it. They are all certified. All right. Aside that, when it comes to industry experience, imagine learning from someone who has done the thing over and over and over, has made all the mistakes and corrected, and learning from such a person. All right. The experience, I can see the smiles on some people's faces. Now, the last one, a proven track record. That is what has kept us in existence. You will not take a course with us unless probably you are not serious about the course. But you will not, the investment you put in your training is worthwhile. I remember last cohort of data analytics, one gentleman was like, Steven, hey, you are charging this small amount. What you are teaching is way, way more than what you are charging. I say, if we increase, you'll be the first person to come and say, why is the fee so high? Even this small one you are paying, you are crying. All right. And when I certified as a data analyst, I did it in a very painful way. Like, I paid dollars because there was no organization in Ghana to take us through. And if you look at your salary and convert the dollar, then you see that you are going to fight a Goliath. All right. And guess what? After paying about 1,200, the training was just 3 days. They rushed us to. In the rest, you are on your own. Right? So we decided to take a different approach. There was nothing like any practical skill It was more like academic. Let's prepare you for the exam, and that's it. All right. So we combine the theory with practice. The theory to prepare you for the certification exam, and then the practice to prepare you for industry. If you attend CBA's training and at the end of the day, you are not able to practice in industry, it's either your house people are doing you or you are doing yourself. All right. If I leave, let me. Okay. All right. So I said that we are an endorsed education provider for IIB. All right. So you should be rest assured that you are at the right place. You know, you can take your training anywhere, but if they lack this endorsement, your money is gone. You will not be able to write the certification exam. All right. I've talked about this already. So, but the most important is the mentorship. Right. When you leave, it's not the end of the journey. If you have any problem, call Coach Debbie. All right. Coach Sylvia. I don't call them at 9, 10, 11. You don't know what they are doing by that time, and you are them. Call them within reasonable time, and they are very supportive. All right. So please, that mentorship you will receive, you realize that it even builds you up. We have a lot of testimonies. If we should call some of our people just on the spot, just tell us your experience, how CBA's journey or experience has impacted your life, your career. And for me, that is what gives me fulfillment. All right. You know, we have trained several organizations. You may not find your organization here. Let me say it's GCB Bank here. Aha, they are here. So coach, your people are here. Eh? We have trained a whole lot of organizations. We can't list all of them here. All right. And there are organizations, especially those who understand the value of business analysis, data analysis. When it's getting, they'll just call. We are bringing 5 people. We are bringing 10 people. All right. And one organization that dog my heart for is Fidelity Bank. They don't joke with business analysis. All right. Now, these are pictures from some of our training. It was our old training place. All right. We are now in a better place. This one was wooden structure. Now we are in glass and Kwan. Now, you don't finish and then we just leave you. We are giving you global opportunities in addition. CBA ourselves, we are going to UK this August for an educational tour. Aside that, we have IIBA have a lot of workshops and conferences you can attend. I've made it a point every year I will go list one of them. All right. So it's not just the feeling of going for international conferences. No, it is the networking, the value. You see, that statement is very true. Your network determines your net worth. All right. There are some people just one call and your problems are solved. Right? So the caliber of people you meet, you share ideas with, and all that, I don't take it for granted. I know there are some people who will come here very quiet, they won't talk. They walk in, and the same way they walk in, they walk out, not even saying hello to someone and exchanging contacts. It's not a crime to, oh, chief, how are you? Even just one person. I'm so and so. What do you do? Right? And you say, oh, me, I'm unemployed. Oh, what are you into? You never know. All right. So please, we also have an arrangement with capital placement. They work only on internships, international internships. All right. It's not free. You pay them. Okay. So they are heavily based in the UK, even though they provide services in the US and also Singapore. All right. And they work with international giants. You can talk of the PwC, the McKinsey's, the Coca-Cola, and all that. And whatever money you pay to them is guaranteed they will get you the job. But in the unlikely event, maybe the witches in your family are stronger than you, right? They will refund every money they've taken to you 100%. We trust them, they trust us. All right. We will not put our 7 years of hard work on the line for, right? If they don't refund, CBA will even give you back the money. We don't want any social media wahala. All right. So there are lots of opportunities. I know of a lady right now who is working in the UK through this. She got an internship, right? And now they gave her full-time employment. When I was in the UK, oh, Stephen, I'll come and see you. I have something special for you. Kebashimene. I didn't see her face. All right. There are some people, they call me. I have to go through my phone. One time, we go to the US. So, Stephen, thank you so much. Thank you, CBA. I'm grateful. I'm now in the US. I will send you a token at the end of the month. It's been like 3 or 4 years. Seriously. But I think I still remember the name. I'll go and look for the number. And I'll send him that you still owe me. And all right. So the opportunities. That's 3 words to describe. The opportunities are enormous. All right. Apart from leveraging on the social capital, your peers. All right. People have formed businesses, joint ventures during our trainings. People have gotten married, but we have a new rule. If you find a partner in any of our classes, we will send you an invoice. You can't come and use our platform to negotiate and all that. All right. So leverage on the social capital in addition to the international opportunities ahead. My work is almost done, but I just want us to watch. There are 3 videos, but I think I'll play 2. All right. The experiences of others when they joined us. That's 3 words to describe this cohort.
Adventurous, learning experience, a whole lot.
Okay.
I think it was very insightful, educative as well. I like the interactions with it as well. Thank you.
This class, yeah, interactive, friendly, and supportive as well.
It can be relevant, insightful, and interactive.
This class, one of a kind. We have been challenged here.
It's fun. The food is good. You get to meet more people.
So that's like then it's only food he was able to talk about.
Hi guys, my name is Rachel. 12 weeks ago, if you had asked me who I was, I would have said I'm an Oracle IT consultant. But now I have earned a new title as a professional trained business analyst from CBA, which is Center for Business Analysis. Now, why would I recommend this course for you? I recommend this course because anyone working in any field or industry, whether you're in banking, whether you're in IT, whether you're a project manager, whether you're a product owner, you still perform business analysis tasks. You don't even know about it. So I encourage you that you should take this course. And if you're a change enabler or you're someone who wants to provide change or value to your organization or your own job, I would encourage you to actually take this course if you're a change enabler or if you want to provide change in your organization or even in an organization or enterprise that you own yourself.
The last one, he talks, we will just skip that one. All right. He is the head of. Why, Jude? Is it deliberate?
Hello,
Hello,
lovely
lovely
people.
people.
My name is
My
Karl
name is
Max
Simon
Fono.
Spono.
I am
I am
excited to
excited
have
to have
embarked on a
embarked on a
transformative journey
transformative
through
journey
the
through the
business
business
analysis
analysis
professional
professional
certification.
certification.
I chose
I
this
chose this
program
program
because of the
because of the
globally
globally
recognized
recognized
certification,
certification,
the
the
comprehensive
comprehensive
curriculum
curriculum
presented,
presented,
the expert
expert
guidance from the
guidance from the
seasoned
seasoned
industry
industry
professionals,
professionals,
and then the
and
flexible learning
flexible learning
options that were
options that
made
were made
available.
available.
Okay, my
Okay, my
personal
personal
testimony about
testimony
this
about this
program is that
program is that
as the
as the
manager for
manager
group
for
balance
group
sheet
balance
assurance at
assurance
the
at the
EcoBank Group,
Ecobank Group,
the business
the business
analysis
analysis
professional
professional
certification has been
certification has been
instrumental,
instrumental. Well,
okay,
they will
in
talk to that.
enhancing.
Right. So, you know, one time I had an engagement with Kofi, and he was like, "Oh, he's taking another course." I was like, "So won't you stop learning?" He said, "Bro, you have to learn everything, Sam, because you don't know where the opportunity will come." So by then I had decided that, Charlie, I'm tired of learning. That conversation changed my mind. I said, Chief Information Officer, Sanchat, says he's still learning. And you are here, you won't learn. I've had an example of one guy who works in one of the telcos. And for like 3 years constantly, anytime we advertise, "Hey, Steve, this cohort, they are coming." Every cohort, this guy will call me. Then one evening, he called me and was like, "Steven, the next cohort, I'm coming. I'm coming. Something has happened in the office, and I'm not happy." Why? There was promotion that everybody thought he was the one to fill that vacant position. And one guy says, "I'm a small boy, me." Guess what? Because the guy knows how to use Microsoft Excel, he's proficient in Microsoft Excel. The guy lost the opportunity to be promoted. Then I was like, "Chief, but for 3 years we'll be." He said, "That's why this time I will come." And guess what? He didn't show up. So what I told him is that it is always best to prepare and wait for opportunities that will come your way than for the opportunity to come and you are not prepared. "Hey, can you do some fast track training for me?" No. We will only do it if you can pay for 10 people. That is one-on-one. Right? And you can't pay for the 10. So you'll be forced to join. Especially if you'll be talking to you, then I will tell you that you pay for 15 people. All right? So make an investment, not just in your career, but in your life. All right? I admire this lady so much. What she's doing with business analysis. What's the name again? Blessing. Business analysis has blessed her life. All right? So our next, let's explain to her. I follow it. Yeah, it's 9B, but yeah. So the next cohort is starting on the 9th of May. All right. Registration is still open. And for the business analysis class, those who have participated, they know we keep a very small class size. Big men don't like crowd. Yes. So if you don't, you aspire to be a big man, you learn to do things on a quiet, all right, and in small numbers. All right. And then for our data analytics, 27th of June. All right. So some may wonder the difference between data analysis, business analysis. It is an interrelated field. All right. but it also depends on the organization where you find yourself. All right. But as a BA, it is a must to know data analysis. All right. It doesn't matter where you start from, right? You can do data analysis later, business analysis, or vice versa. Okay. So maybe this one I call it big small man, right? And this one is the business analysis big man. Okay. So the next cohort is 27th of June. And we also have cybersecurity analysis certification. All right. That is starting on the 30th of May. Okay. The cost is very simple. For you to participate, admission is 250 Ghana cedis. The tuition has gone up small. It is only 10,800 Ghana cedis. We are not saying go and bring all the money. All right. You can pay in 4 equal monthly installments. So 2,700, 2,700. All right. So you finish the 4-month installment payment. Okay. Now, the business analysis is a 6 months duration course. And then the data and the cybersecurity is 4 months. For the data analytics, the tuition is 5,550 Ghana cedis. And then the admission is 250 Ghana cedis. With this one, the money is small, so you pay just 2 installments, 60% or 40%. See, this one is small. Right? Some don't look at the amount. All right. And trust me, you can look around the approved providers globally. You realize that what we are even charging is low. And I always say this, when project management got started, those who took early advantage are the ones who are really, really enjoying. Business analysis is relatively new. All right. You can do project management, but trust me, business analysis is bigger than project management. Project management is junior brother. Okay. So don't look at the amount involved. See it as an investment you can reap. All right. If you just work in his bonuses now can pay for 3 people here. Yeah. He's a big man, though. So you better connect with him before he walks out. Right? And another one in the corner there, huge. When she's mentioning money, we are going for trade. They say, what's this one? They have to charge like 200,000. When you are being paid big, when you mention the money, it's like twins. And then we have senior business analyst. I call her the BA witch. If she prepares you for the exam and you fail, it is you. Eh? So it's been a while I saw her. So today she has to take me for lunch. Only 2K. So it's simple to register. You go to our website, centerforanalytics.com. The center is CENTRE for analytics.com. There's an apply button there you cannot miss. Click on it. You will now select your course. If you want to do business analysis, data analysis, note that we have other programs. All right. But the core of our programs is what I'm talking about. We also have a chartered data analytics manager. That one is for experienced data analyst. All right. So if you are now coming into the system, that one is not for you. All right. So you select the course you want, and then you pay for your registration fee that we talked about. Some people, when they pay, they are in a hurry. They just say, oh, I've registered. Just wait some few seconds, like 3 to 5. You'll be redirected to fill out a form. All right. And that information you provide, we will use that to contact you, send you your admission notice, and all that. All right. I think I've exhausted everything. Thank you so much for coming. And thank you for having me. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Steve. I hope we are still enjoying the workshop. All right. So we are going into the Q&A session, but before that, we'll be inviting our newest certified being. Before he comes, I would like all of us to put down our questions because we've been holding on to those questions for long, and we have our industry experts who are ready to answer. Please, those of us online, we've not forgotten about you. Kindly drop all your questions and then we'll take them after our latest certified being has come to give his testimony. So let's give it up for Mr. Jesus Farm.
Thank you. Thank you to the management of CBA. 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 So good rascal. Okay, thank you. Okay. It's a privilege to be here. I'm so grateful. Yes. CBA is the best place to be. I would say the best institution to be. Because I can see the BA score both in them. The BA score is both in them. So my mission here is very simple. How to go through CBA, go through the program, and get certified. So that is the main goal. Yes. I also joined CBA as a cohort 5, 2024, run March. Already I had the BA in me. I don't know how to get it because I was assigned as credit officer, ADB, credit officer. And people were calling me, I was doing training for other institutions. So I had the BA in me. I didn't know how to get certified. So when I was driving, I saw the news around first light, Kaneshi first light. The lady was behind there, beside me. I gave her a lift and I told her to write the number. Course went traffic, write the number for me. Later I reached office, I called the number. Yes. The director responded. Yes. Do you have experience? Yes, I have more than 10 years experience. Oh, then you qualified. Immediately sent me the form and I got registered. We joined the court. So what I would say is to get certified, the answer is in our book. This analysis of knowledge, I would say, is the Bible or the Constitution. Have all the apple in it. If you check Bible page 2, it defines the BA. Yes. It says it's the practice. It's not you, it's the practice for enabling change. Look the keywords to change in an enterprise. What? Defining this and recommending solution that brings value to the stakeholder. So the answer is in Bible. How to get certified? I got it in Bible. First of all, it's a practice, something that you have to do. It's not sure, you have to do it. When you change. So the question is, do I really want a change? Do I need a change? Yes. I want a change. I'll do all the work. Now they put that agility, my name to your part of it. Let me take it to that promotion. So I really need a change. And that change is the act of transformation, a response to a need. The transformation, there might be a movement. If there's no movement, there's no change. You aim at your state. So it's so-called current states. So do you want the current state? If not, there must be a change. The change will send you to the future states. That's what I'm saying. So the future state is that I want to be satisfied. That's it. So the answer is in Babok. It's flowing. Yes. So, and he's telling that the same Babok page 2 is telling that the BA practice is going through projects, other projects, or the mission of the business to the end, where we have the continuous improvements. That's the end. Even as a project, because a project has got timelines. There are certain things you have to put in place before you achieve the time. So there's timelines in it. So I told myself, at least maximum 2 years, you need to complete. So you have to get objective for it. If the goal is get what certified, what objective? And Bible explain objectives as smart. You have to do the smart test whether objective is well defined. Smart, not specific. But specific what you want to do. What do you want to do? Specific. This is what I want to do at this particular time. It's specific. Measurable. So you cannot track my performance, to see whether I'm business review or not, performance. Track it as yes, at this time, I'm going to write or not. You have to track it. See, is it achievable? Yes, it's achievable. You can achieve it. Once the mind is set, you what you need to achieve. Is it relevant? Yes, it's relevant to get certified. Because look at the benefit that was spelled out there, it's relevant. When the time bound, if you set time for it, know that at the end of the day, you get scared. So this is what I did. I gave relevance to the course. So I told myself, I need to buy a book, advanced book, get attracted. I summarize the notes. We have 9 areas, all are in this book. Summarize it. Because the book is too big. And I can't remember the important point I put it here. I bought this book because I want to be attracted to it, not just normal. Yes, I give value to what? My learning. Yes, the value to my learning. Now, so you have to get your relevant stakeholders. Okay? Who are the stakeholders? We have our metrics, the stakeholders. Okay. So the stakeholders are very, very important. Who are going to help me to pass the exams? Facilitators, what the technical team. Everybody that's involved. Is in the family, your wife, your children, fed them and benefit. So now I beg, can you have only 2 months, 3 months to pass my exams? So you go agreement, you agree. So the stakeholders are very, very important. Don't take up the stakeholders to be difficult for you to go through. So the all is certain that yes, indeed, we are going to, and at the end of the day, I went through and pass. It was, and I can tell you for sure, brilliant. Because 2 weeks before the exams, procedure said yes, Richie. Now I know you can write. Let's do the exams. I read it, yes. So you can pass through, nothing is difficult. So last one, according to my boss, check out this. So I said now I should just go through and see where I want to be or what change can I bring. So that's the project they're giving me. Not the relevance of it. You don't have my time. I will not pass the time being. Plus the projects in LinkedIn. Actually, I have a business, Redoors Limited, which is award winning 2018. Yes, I started the visa analysis there. Yes, so I'm doing some work in LinkedIn business. So can follow me there. You put my number, then we'll go through and see what happens. Thank you, CB. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Thanks for sharing an in-depth experience. So now we'll go into the questions and answers. But I want to remind you, CBA, Center for Business Analysis, is the right place to be. Like he said, we don't just leave you. I'm saying we because I've been with them since day one. I don't want to share my experience. But I'll soon be there. Certified business analyst, and I'll make my coaches proud. So I'm waiting. Yes. So I'll share my experience. I've been through the training sessions and I'll tell you that CBA will hold your hand. They would guide you through the process. Even the little that I have achieved or gained by making a bold step to take some of the courses here, it has been phenomenal in my life. I have been able to manage a lot on my desk. So if I tell you this is the right place to be, yes, indeed it is. You will be connected to people. Don't just sit, engage and take advantage because there are lots of opportunities out there and CBA would hold your hand and take you there. So please enjoy. We'll go into the Q&A sessions. We have spent so much time. So we would like the questions to be brief, concise and very clear so that our participants, our speakers can be able to give you the right answers. We've already said, identify the problem and then we'll be able to get solutions. So kindly let it be clear. So those of us online,
Think about it as like you have a car, right? The dashboard of your car gives you more like how the car is performing at every time. So continuous improvement should be your default. Constantly evaluating whether you go bad or you go good, bad, ugly, whatever, beautiful. Continually evaluate yourself. I think that really helps because even that continuous evaluation, there may be opportunities for you to eliminate waste. For example, how you process and I hate the groundnut. If it's groundnut, then you remind me of when I was planting groundnut when I was growing up, right? How you store, what kind of groundnut to produce at a particular time, right? So think about it the way you use continuous evaluation. Continually evaluate. If it's good, evaluate. If it's bad, evaluate. If it's going well, evaluate. If you want to pivot to another thing, evaluate. You get it. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
You can go ahead. Okay, so I wanted to know, do you have sponsorship for like people who want to back on this program? Like, do you give sponsorships? And then the other question is, at what point do we write the certificate examination? Is it within the 6 months, or maybe after the 6 months of being trained, we go back, prepare, and then come and write? Nah, let me. Okay. Okay, the first is 2 in 1. She's very smart. That's a BA. Okay, so for when you take the certification, it depends on you, really. So we would give you all the information you need, and as you said, it's a 6 months period, right? So we delve into the bubble for the first 12 weeks, and then the subsequent weeks you go into agile and the tools and all that. In between, we'll be doing exam prep. But the material is such that if it's new to you, you have to be really dedicated. So if you set the goal that at the end of the 6 months, I want to write, it means you have to dedicate a lot of time to take the material over and over. And an active participant is behind you for the current cohort, so she can attest to what I'm saying about the material. Okay, so it's first off, when we introduce you to the material, you would know the volume with the understanding. You can start prepping for your exams from that time. The thing is, you will know whether you are ready or not as time goes on, right? So let me give you the scenarios. There are people that have come to the class, and after 6 months, they know they are not up there, right, to do it. So they give themselves time. The only thing is don't go and fall back because you would have to start all over again. Yes. And also for all those who have taken the exam, they took it one time and they passed. I know sometimes people have to even take it 2 or 3 times, but one touch. And that's because we put in a lot for them to prepare. So you can bear that in mind that you can give yourself time. Maybe after 6 months, I'm dedicating another 2 to 3 months to prepare again and write, and that will be fine. Do you get my answer? You would require some more time to prepare. And we don't want you to go and come back again. So sometimes after the 6 months, you can give yourself another 3 months is just 12 weeks. And maybe at the last week of even the 3 months, you can take your exam. And all would depend on how dedicated you are to take it. That's what I wouldn't lie. Okay, so for the sponsorship, we have done that before. And it was through something we did. So you can see that there are some people wearing white aspire to excel. So the sponsorship is mainly for our students who are enthused about what we do. So we take them through some coaching, some intro lectures and all that. And then we pick a best participant and we sponsor the person. So that is how our sponsorship has been.
So through our mentorship program, we pick up our best participants and then we sponsor them to take any of the courses that we offer. And so that is what we have been. But to have an open sponsorship, no. But through our mentorship, yes. And so basically it's about that.
Thank you very much. Now, so I see that there is this is going round. Kindly scan and then give your feedback. Online, we would put up the barcode so that you can scan and then give your feedback. But those online, if you still want the contact details, we have it on the screen. So we'll put it there for like a minute. You pick the details and then we'll put on the scan QR code so you'll be able to give your feedback.
Sorry, my lady.
The information back, but we would need your feedback. Those of us online, kindly scan and let's hear your feedback. It would help us a lot. So we also have the registration forms here. So if you are interested, kindly raise your hands and then someone would attend to you. I'd like to see more hands. Yes. You have to prioritize. Thank you so much. We have a lot of the forms and online, kindly get in touch with us. The details that I gave you, that's 0246 809200 on WhatsApp. Tell us what you want or the clarity you need, and we'll get the team to assist you. Online participants, please, we need your feedback. So we have put the code or the scan, the QR code on the screen. So please scan and then share your feedback. I hope we are all doing okay.
Price for the 5,500 for the data analytics. Yeah, is it negotiable? It's a fixed rate. Yes, so that's what I want to know.
Okay, so since the for those for alumni who are here, they know that once you are an alumni, your next so you take a data analytics, you are taking BA, you have an alumni discount. Yes. So for the a first time, at least it's fixed.
Okay.
But once you become an alumni, you enjoy the alumni discounts.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, it's clear. Thank you.
I can actually testify to that. I've taken data analytics. I have done BA. I want to do cyber security, but now says I have to certify first, and my coaches are also supporting it. So before August, I'll be the next cyber professional in town, and then I can do the CBA, that's the cyber security. The reason why I personally want to do that is because we have learned from today's session or workshop that we have continuous learning and knowledge. You cannot sit at one place and then think that you progress. Where I work, I am a BA. I didn't know I was the BA until I took the BA course. I took data analytics because I sit on a lot of data and I need to understand how data is analyzed. So it helps me a lot. Even though we have a team set up as the data analytics department, whenever I go with my requirements or I go with the things I need, I know the outcome I want. And that's what we've been talking about here. So when I took the data analytics course, it helped me a lot. Why do I want to do cybersecurity? The product I am handling, I need to understand security. I need to understand risk, all those areas. I don't want to be a technical cybersecurity analyst. I just want to be a BA who has an expertise in that area. So for knowledge and learning, there is no stopping. You stop yourself if you want to, but make that decision, take that bold step, and then register for those courses that you need and you grow. With Sylvia is an example. So all too soon, we've come to the end of the workshop. If we decide to sit, we'll sit till the next day. I can assure you that because it's very exciting. I have personally learned a lot from this workshop. My online team, I keep saying team because I really appreciate stakeholders. So forgive me if I say team. We are all a team and want to grow together. So my online participants or stakeholders, kindly give me a thumbs up if you are okay. Jude, I want to see. Kindly give me a thumbs up if you are the whole. We ask for traveling mercies. We ask that you protect and guide us as we go back to our destinations, and then bless our families. This and many other things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you so much. Please network. I've told you, network, engage, and then you don't know where your opportunity will come from.